Hey, what's up, guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So today we are working on a hollow piece of shit. Is what it is. In all honesty, hollow's bad enough. Hollow ropes is even worse. Now, something to keep in mind. See this part right here? See this side? This side is getting ready to go too. See how thin that is? Right there. So that side's fixing to break as well, eventually. Right there. But this is the side we're working on today. This is the side that's actually broke. Now here's the problem. We can't really weld it back together because there's actually a big chunk missing out of that. So if you weld it back together like this, then you're gonna have too much slack in this other chain, and it's gonna be all weird. But see, you got a massive chunk out of there that's missing. So, and like I said, if you try to put it together, then you're gonna have this side all bunched up. So about the best thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to cut and make it flush and then put it back under the end tab is going to be our best option there. Not only that, we got some frays. You see we got a piece hanging out there. We got a piece hanging out. I know there's another one in here because there's two of them that I seen. Where's the other one at? Yeah, so there's the one. There's another one in here somewhere. That might be it. Maybe. There it is, right there. Yep. That piece is just flopping in there. Right there. See it? And then there's the other one, so you can see the two right there. But they don't want them fixed, so what I'm at least going to try to do is cut them off and file it down a little bit, because that shit's going to be catching on everything. I mean, literally everything. So let's go ahead and let's mess with those first. Let's go ahead and cut that off. Let's see if we can file that down a little bit. Yes, this is exactly what a hollow piece of shit looks like. This is the definition of it right here. And as gold gets more and more expensive, the more and more hollow stuff I'm seeing. I understand it's cheaper, guys, but keep in mind that money you're saving up front, you're going to spend in the long run in repairs, fixing your jewelry. It's just something to keep in mind. Hold on, let me get some other cutters. Those ain't working too well. That ain't working too well. Come on, get off of there. There we go. Alright, now let's file that down a little bit so it's not so jagged. It really needs to be welded there, but they don't want it fixed, so I'm trying to at least file it down so it's not snagging on them, you know what I mean? There we go. See, that's a lot better. Alright, now where's our other one at? Where was our other one at? I gotta try to find the other one again. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta pause real quick. Got a call coming in. Alright, sorry guys. That was an important call I needed to take. I had to take that one, y'all. Alright. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to this. We need to find that other spot that was sticking up. Now it ain't sticking up. It kind of flops around in the chain there, and it'll drop, but it sticks out. Where'd it go? We got rid of that one. Where the heck did this other one go? I know there's two there. Dang it. We got the one. That might be it right there. Is that it? No, that ain't it. Well, shit, guys. Where did this thing go? Maybe it went ahead and fell out because it was just, it's almost like it wasn't even attached, like it was already broke off. It was just flopping in there. And maybe it finally flopped its way out from me messing with it so much. Alright, well, we got that one piece out of there. At least that won't be snagging. Now we need to go back to the main thing. What we're gonna have to do is cut it there. Go ahead and open this end tab, get that crap out of there, and then put it back under the end tab. If there wasn't a chunk missing, we could put that back together, but if we try to put that back together as it is with the chunk, then you're gonna have a lot of loose on this side, and it's just not gonna, it's gonna look weird. So let's go ahead and cut this thing right there. Yeah. Come on, get out of there. Come on. Cut. There we go. Alright. Now, let's see how that's going to meet up. Oh, that meets up great. Perfect. Damn, we couldn't have cut that any better, y'all. Perfectly even. Look at that. Perfect. Alright, now what we need to do is take our cutters. Now you could heat this up and open the end tab, but if you would have to do that if it's a solid piece. If you're working with hollow though, usually you can just get you some flat cutters like this and catch right under the end tab there and get it to actually cut it out of there. In most cases, that's not always going to be the case. There we go. See, we cut that, got that side off. Let's go ahead and cut this side here. Like I said, in most cases you can, you know, not always. There we go. There she went somewhere. There we go. And that's how you get the hollow out. See, our end tab's still good. If it's hollow, you can do that. If it's solid, I don't recommend it if it's a solid chain, because if it's a solid chain and you do that, 9 times out of 10 you're going to mess up the end tab. But if it's hollow, most of the time you can just cut it out. If it's solid, you probably need to heat it up and actually lift the end tab up. But on hollow, 9 times out of 10 you don't have to do that, you know. So at any rate, let's go ahead and let's get this set up. Now when it comes to, you could use solder, like regular solder, put you a ball of solder on the inside of the end tab or on the bracelet. But I find it's hard to lay the bracelet in there correctly, because it'll go off to one side or another because it's got the little ball there. So when I do end tabs, I like to use paste solder personally. I like to use paste solder. So we're going to put a little bit of paste solder on the bottom. We're going to put a little bit on the bottom of the end tab. And we're going to put a little bit on the top of the bracelet. So the top of the bracelet will get the top of the end tab, and then on the bottom of the end tab we'll get the bottom. Now our end tab flipped over, so we want to make sure we put it on the right side here. We want our solder on the bottom of the end tab, or paste solder, or if you're going to use regular solder, put it on the bottom, and then put some paste solder or a ball of solder on the top of the bracelet, because you can't put it on top of the end tab. It'll fall 9 times out of 10, especially if it's a ball solder, regular solder. Okay, and then we're going to try get our thing lined up here the best we can. Get her lined up there. If she'll line up. Oh, you bitch. Had it lined up, it was stuck to my hand. Stuck to my hand, man. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to be using a 4 tip. You could use a 3 or 4, whichever you prefer. I like to use 4. And you're pretty much always going to use the same tips. The only tips I really use, like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 7. The only tips I ever use are 3, or I mean, sometimes 3, mostly 4, and 5. Occasionally, if I have a really wide shank, thick ring, I'll have to use a 6. And then if I'm making sizing stock at the bench, I'll use a 7. But I use mainly 4 and 5 as the main tips that I use the most. And everybody's going to be a little different, you know. You don't have to do it exactly how I'm just telling you the way I do it, you know. Like I said, there is no set stone, guys. Everybody does things a little bit different and get the same outcome. That's all that matters. As long as the finished product looks the same, that's all that matters. Let's get us some boric acid denatured alcohol here. We'll dip a little on there. Get us a little bit on there. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and burn that off. Let's crank this torch down just a hair. Alright, let me get you guys zoomed in here. Okay, I don't know where it cut off on you guys. This camera's weird. It's got like a mind of its own. Alright. Yeah, I don't know exactly where it cut off on you guys. Hopefully you didn't miss too much of it. Okay. So you don't need a very big heat. You just need a very small heat. Take your pick. And you're just going to push down on the end tab there. Just push down as you heat it up. And just as you're heating it up, just push it down. Alright, I think we got that side. Let's flip her over. I think we got that side. I don't know for 100% that we got that side, but I think we do. Now what we're going to have to do a little bit here is it is off center a little bit. So we're going to have to try to see if we can't push this end tab over right here on this side, because it is off on this side a little bit. We're just going to use some tweezers to do that. There we go. Now let's push down on it as we're heating it up here. Alright guys, let's take a look at what we got here. This side looks good. That side looks good. What I can tell anyways, looks good. Alright. Let's go ahead and dip this in some water. I got no water in front of me. I have to dip it in the water behind me there. Alright, let's take a look at what we got. Let me zoom you guys back out here. So you can see it's a little ugly right now, but we got that under. Now one thing you want to do is you want to pull up. You want to pull up on the ends just to make sure that it did adhere, because if it didn't, you won't be able to pull it up. And in this case it looks like it did, so we're good to go. Alright. That looks a hell of a lot better than it did, huh? See, now you don't have that gap there. Now the next one to go is going to be this side right here. See that? Right there. That's going to be the next part to go. But they don't want it fixed. I showed it to them, I brought it to their attention, and they said just fix this side, so that's what we're doing. Alright, let's go ahead and clean this bad boy up real quick. Essentially we're just smoothing it out, getting all the, make it look a little pretty, ready to go polished after we put it in ultrasound with our silicone wheel here. Gonna hit the sides here a little bit. Alright guys, we are good to go. That was fairly uneventful, but we don't mind. That's the way it should be. So this side is good to go. This side, not so much. One good tug and that sucker's gonna be gone. But they didn't want that fixed, so we got the snags out of there that were in there. What is that on my finger? Get off my finger. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna drop this into ultrasound and we'll go polish her up, man. We'll be right back, y'all. Alright guys, we are ready to get this thing polished. It's looking better, but not 100%. So we need to get it polished. Normally I would polish the whole chain, but we're not going to because of this side right here. It's about ready to break. It will break eventually, and we're not going to have it breaking on our watch. So they don't want it fixed. I pointed it out to them so they know. I showed it to Mike, and I showed him the frays that were in there that I cut the pieces and filed them down so they're not snagging, but they didn't want it fixed, you know, so we're not fixing it. So only thing we're going to polish is the clasp, the end tabs, and the side that we welded. We're not going to polish the whole thing because if we do, we're playing a gamble there, and that's a gamble I really don't want to play. So we got to be extra careful with this thing because it's hollow, it's fraying. So we just got to be extra special with it. Extra special with it. Kind of hit this side a little better. Alright, let's unhook it from the clasp here for a second. Alright, let's go ahead and hook it back in now. Go ahead and hit the clasp here, get the clasp looking good. Oh, you bitch. Almost snagged on me. She almost snagged on me. There we go, that looks a little better. Hold on, let me run it like that just real quick. And do the same thing on this side here. Alright guys. Alright, we got that taken care of. Let's go ahead and go drop it in the ultrasound and we'll come back and look at the finished product, guys. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back with that bracelet. You can see we got, this is the side we did here. We got it nice in there, straight, nice and solid and fixed. I wish I could say the same for this side. This side will be the next to go, guaranteed. But like I said, I showed it to them. They didn't want it fixed. So, what can you do? Got them snags out of there that were in the middle. They really needed to be welded, but I went ahead and just cut them out. Looks fairly good. So, at any rate, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is the Gangster Jeweler. If you would like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, the links for that will be down in the description. Although it's not required, this helps the channel grow and show some love. And maybe if you learn something from these videos. Also, if you'd like to check out Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. I wish I could have polished the whole chain, because see right here where I had to polish it, where we fix it, it's so much brighter than the rest of it. But you don't dare polish this whole thing. You just, no way. No sir. But anyway guys, this is the Gangster Jeweler. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. I already went through the tip donation thing. If you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. Also check out Big Mike up on 103rd. It's further down 103rd on the left. I still have not got the name of the store. I've lost it somewhere. I had his card. But maybe Big Mike, if you're watching, maybe leave down in the comments the name of your store and the location. Go check him out as well. Also, if you would like for me to do your repairs, you can visit my Etsy shop, which I'll have the link for that down in the description. And also, if you would like to check out my Kick, Beam, and Rumble live streams, I'll have the links for those down in the description. Those are more gaming and reaction type streams though. I'll have the links for that down there. And also, if you're a business in the Jacksonville or Orange Park area and would like for me to start doing your repairs, you can visit. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Our side looks a hell of a lot better than that side, man. That side looks weak as shit. Well, at any rate. At any rate. But yeah, if you're a business in the Jacksonville area or Orange Park, I'll have my email down in the description. Shoot me an email if you'd like for me to start doing your repairs. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, y'all.